Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Donkey Kong 64, Part 3. Part 3, fellas. We made it to Part 3. In the last episode, we continued our reign over on Jungle Japes, and actually, I did check, by the way. Oh, no. I got burps. I did check, and we did pretty much full clear everything that we could do in Jungle Japes thus far, without having to come back later, you know, because of getting Kong unlocks or whatever, and you know, things of that nature, and we defeated the boss. In this episode, we're going to go ahead and move on to the second level in the game, the almighty desert level, Angry Aztec. Now, I will tell you guys, I've actually technically already gotten the banana port for this, but I just kind of want to do it, at the very least, still show you guys what going up here kind of entails, how you get up here if you've, for whatever reason, never done it, and you know, just kind of show you guys the ropes. It's weird because I feel like I'm doing a walkthrough, but I'm like, I don't think I'm knowledgeable enough to do like a walkthrough per se, right? So you kind of go up here. Oh, it actually didn't save, so that was handy. I'm actually going to go ahead and save now that we're doing that. I believe the game auto saves when you get a GB, but I could be wrong. So we're going to go ahead and go on here. And this is Angry Aztec, as you can see. Quirky little area. We've got a couple things that are worth noting that are in this lobby, by the way, that we will be able to do at a later point. We have this feather bow switch for when we get Tiny's gun, but we also have these little gongs with Diddy's face on it for when we get a certain move that I believe you actually get in Angry Aztec, but I could be wrong. So we're going to go ahead and go on over here. You are required to have 5 GBs to get in here. Fun fact that I actually learned very recently, by the way, that I don't actually think... Here, I'm going to click out for a moment. Okay, good thing it didn't break, because I wasn't sure if it would. But fun little fact that I actually figured out as of recent is that apparently there's a button combination where when you're close to the B locker that you're wanting to do, if you're kind of short on GBs and you don't want to go through and really like feel like you have to like full clear or close to full clear an area, then you can actually do a button combination and it will slightly lower the amount of GBs you need. I didn't know this was a thing until a recent YouTube short that I had recently stumbled across, and it was quite the revelation to me, fellas. I gotta tell you what. For some reason, by the way, every time I enter a level, it keeps switching the Kong. I don't know why it does that, actually. Don't really know what the significance of that is, but I'm gonna go ahead and get this. This has Chunky's gun switch, but we can't do anything with that just yet. Can't do anything with that just yet. There is, by the way, there is this little area over here. We're not going to be able to do a ton with it yet because there is a little thing that you actually need going into it. But there is this little area over here where you will have Donkey's Kasplat for this area. But you're not... Okay, let's clarify this. You're not required to have this little barrel move here. That being said, it is definitely recommended. And I'm just going to keep things a little vanilla, a little as intended, and we're not going to mess with it just yet. So, going out here, if you can believe it, this is the sort of main little area of Angry Aztec. Sometimes I kind of forget that there are the little, like, sandstorm effects, and I kind of love them, to be honest, but that camel has a little bit of relevancy. If I am correct, but we're going to go ahead and go up here and get couple of the colored bananas that we can get here. I believe, if I am not wrong, we actually have 2 Kongs, fellas. A whopping 2 Kongs to unlock in this level. Something also that maybe was shown off earlier, maybe we stumbled across something like it, but there are these little dirt patches that at the moment do not have any relevancy. We will get into their relevancy here in a little bit, but we're just going to go ahead and hit this, and so now we'll be able to do the banana port thing if need be. We're going to switch to Diddy. Ooh, we are stocking up. We're stocking up on our stuff. I'm going to go around here real quick, see if there isn't anything for Diddy to grab. There is Peanut switch for him to hit, so that I guess will be something worth noting. Okay. Now, before we do anything with this little area, first of all, We're gonna shoot you real quick. Hold up. Wait. My aim sucks. When in doubt, just spam, right? Honestly, when in doubt, just spam. I believe Diddy also has like a group of bananas you can get over here. Who would have thought that the big thing I'd be getting really, really like worked up and focused on when I play this game is the colored bananas of all things. Who would have thunk it, really? But we're gonna go ahead and go over here because we actually have a new store vendor that gets introduced to us, who is the almighty Candy. We get to go to her music shop. Now, look, I just want to say something. Can I wholeheartedly say something? Nintendo really did Rare really did a choice when making her design like this. Don't have a problem with it. Just want to clarify, and don't take that in any weird way. But they definitely made her design a choice. But Candy, for a little bit of point of reference, will basically be giving us our musical instruments, which will be important for these music instrument pads that we will find scattered across certain levels. I don't believe in Jungle Japes there's any relevancy to the music instruments, at least for the Kongs that we have right now. We're going to go ahead and get Diddy's. That was a really weird visual glitch that I just saw over on OBS. I don't know if it was actually on my main monitor, but of course we're going to go ahead and get Diddy's instrument, which is his guitar. Diddy's instrument, I actually believe, is required going into opening up more into Angry Aztec. But I could be wrong. I don't really know. You'd have to try really hard to be short on, red coins by this point. But we're actually going to go ahead and I think just do this process first. I think we have to go to this little. Well, actually, hold on. Here I am. I'm gonna be petty. We're gonna make sure we get these donkey bananas. We're also gonna get some banana coins for him. But basically, yeah, we have to do a little thing for this llama fella, which I remember as a kid when I would look at footage of this game. Because like I said, I've told you guys, I played this game when I was around 3, but I obviously at that age, even though I have a memory of playing at that age, I don't really remember a ton of if there was any other experiences outside of that, right? That being said, I was always kind of confused looking at footage and being like, where are you supposed to unlock him? You're basically supposed to swing on those vines from that tree, and if we do crouch and up on our C-stick, guess what? We use our music instrument, our musical instrument, if you will, and it unlocks the second little gate area. Now, it doesn't actually free the llama, though. That's kind of the interesting thing worth noting. I'm gonna check and see if there isn't anything out over here. I don't believe there is. However, before we go in here and we do anything with this little inner area, we're actually going to mess around with this little temple here, because one of the available switches that we can hit in order to get in here utilizes Diddy. We can use Diddy and get on in there, and we will have some stuff that we can basically do in here. So I'm having to remember some of this as I go. As you can see, we get to unlock Tiny in here. And it's going to be a little bit of a journey. That being said, we do have some stuff that we're going to be doing before we can get to her. So, like getting socked by a Crusher. I believe that's their name. Crusher? Dude, I don't. It feels like I'm saying slang to do that. We're gonna hit this Diddy pad real quick. I'm like an inch away from that guy's face, and we gotta jump up on these little platforms here. Hold up. Do it. Okay. Very nice. Very nice. You'll love to see it. Just do a little backflip, and you're good. Now what they want you to do is pull out your gun, and we're going to hit this little switch over here. Fun little fact, if you hold crouch, or Z, while aiming your gun, you actually aim it slower. So that is a useful little piece of tech to keep in mind. Oh no, don't close on me. Okay, cool. I was very convinced it was going to close on me there. Doing like really short like tightrope things in this game is quite the conundrum. I gotta tell you, it's quite the conundrum. But by doing that, we have unfrozen the frozen part of the water, if you could believe it. We did that. Yes, Sir Ridley Bob, we did. Now, I believe... Okay, this isn't an area until we get Chunky. We need to wait until we get Chunky, fellas. Oh, does this refreeze? Oh, I thought it refreezes for some reason. No, that's just particle effects that, you know, similar to with... What is it? Similar to with... the rain effects. They stick around here in Rando. So, we do have... couple colored bananas to get, and we can't really, I don't think there's anything for us over in this area yet, up until we get Lanky, I want to say. I believe it is up until we get Lanky. Yep. We do have the Battle Crown minigame for this level over there, and that will have some relevance later, once again, until we get Lanky. So we're not going to mess with it too much for now, but we're going to just hop up on here, and, there's actually a little sequence that we got to do here. Now, this is... Oh, this is interesting. You know what I didn't remember, fellas? Wait, can you... Oh, this is going to be so funny if I forgot this was a thing. Hold on. Nope. All right, fellas. Would you believe it if I told you that I've made the biggest blunder of my life? That biggest blunder being that we actually cannot free Tiny yet. The reason being... that we actually need to get Diddy's ability from Cranky before we can do that, because that little Diddy face switch, yeah, it has a little bit of relevancy. So we're gonna go ahead and do that first. We're gonna go ahead and do that first, and then we'll come right back here. But fellas, hope you all are doing well. I'm very much just curious. This is something that honestly, I'm gonna be very, very curious about. Going forward with this, I'm going to be very curious about seeing overall what the progression of my ideal length for this Let's Play will be. That was a string of words that honestly I think I could have strung together a little better. But you know, I'm very curious to see how the length of this will be, and I'm sure, you know, obviously it'll be based on however I decide to do the what is it? How I decide to basically do the collectible system. What am I okay with collecting during this Let's Play? Which I think it's going to largely have a focus on GBs. By the way, we just got Donkey's ability. Strong Kong, which, because of that, we can actually go back and do something earlier that I told you guys about. But we're also going to mainly go in here for what we came for, which is Diddy's ability. We have a ton of banana coins for Diddy. We're a little low with Donkey, but I think that's because most of Donkeys in this level are over in the other side of Angry Aztec, which we have yet to go to. Did I say no initially to that? That's crazy. Oh, interesting. So it actually... This actually isn't the ability that I was thinking. Do you not unlock it this level? I wonder if you don't unlock Tiny yet until next level. That is kind of crazy, to be honest, but I'm just gonna... I'd like to get this. Yeah, I'd like to get this. Okay, cool. I believe there was a second one as well, if I'm not wrong. Is there not a second one? Yeah, there was. Okay, hold on. I'm not going insane. Hold up. Hold up. All right, we ball. We ball. I feel like there's much more of a focus on Diddy collectibles in this level. Mostly just because, again, he's kind of like the newer Kong, right? I guess if you want to tactically be that way. By the way, we have Tiny's Kasplat here. Obviously, can't do anything with that yet because we don't have Tiny. I believe they don't actually intend for you to get Tiny yet, which is kind of crazy. We're going to go ahead and collect these because I'm running a little short on banana coins for Donkey. But we are also going to go ahead and get these ones for Diddy, even though I am not necessarily running low on Diddy banana coins. But nonetheless, I do think it's important that I just go ahead and get them. So we're going to be entering this like other half, I guess, if you will, of Angry Aztec. There's a couple different things that we can actually do here that I think will have a little bit of relevancy. Real quick, before we do anything, before we do the main important stuff, I'm actually going to go ahead and collect a couple of the bananas that we can get around here, and then we're going to be going to Funky's store, which is on this side of the map, and we're going to be seeing what he has to offer. To be honest, I don't know if I want to focus, though, on getting Funky stuff first, because Funky doesn't tend to have as much of the important upgrades, I believe. I believe he just gives you upgrades to the amount of ammo you can hold. That being said, no, I'm not going to get that yet. I'm not going to get that yet. I'm gonna focus on the task at hand, okay? Getting distracted in a game like this seems like the most predictable thing ever, like the thing you would absolutely expect. But I'm not going to let it happen to me, fellas. It's simply not going to happen, and is what it is. So we're going to go ahead and go over on here to Funky just to check, mainly. I don't actually know if there's anything we're going to really care about for Funky just yet. So what does he give? Bad news, Donkey Dude. Afraid I'm still... Yeah, so Funky doesn't have upgrades that often. It's kind of weird because I think the reason that they put Funky in this level is because you unlock Lanky in this level. Lanky is kind of the main focus of what you unlock in this level, so you can kind of just unlock Lanky and then go there and then, you know, get that stuff. But with all of that said and done, okay, good landing, by the way, we're going to actually do a little thing here first where we have a little donkey, I don't remember the name of the move. It's like, we have one of his little mini games to do, right? And this actually ties in with the llama that we saw earlier. If you could believe it, this ties in with the llama we saw earlier. And I believe, if I'm remembering correctly, ooh, thought that was going to be an overshoot. Should unlock him, I think. Does it? Interesting that I'm getting a glitch on the screen, by the way. I'm seeing that. That's interesting. Very interesting that when it goes into, what is it? Oh, wow, it like bugs out. That's kind of weird. I might change back to, so for point of reference, when I was changing to these widescreen settings, I actually switched over to a game capture as opposed to a window capture. Or not a window capture, but a display capture on my OBS. So I actually wasn't really aware that basically, what was it? I wasn't really aware that game capture was going to cause some little visual glitches here and there. So apologize if you guys are going to see that these next two episodes. I'll make sure to switch things out so that you guys don't see visual glitches. I might still keep it the same for the next recording I do, but I'm not really too sure. But we're going to go ahead and go over here, and we're going to actually get this GB that is available to us from the llama. I believe the llama doesn't unlock anything else, but if you can believe it, that's actually our first GB the whole episode. That's kind of... Oh, I don't know how I feel about that. That being our first GB of the episode is... That's something. That is definitely a choice, but I digress. Nonetheless, fellas, I actually think that's going to do it for this episode because we are at 18 minutes. Kind of wasn't expecting us to just get 1 GB and that's it. I guess I was really hyper-focused on the collectible side of things and just really enjoying that, so apologies that this was mostly getting side collectibles and upgrades, and then at the very end of the episode, just getting the 1 GB that we needed. I do apologize for that, but nonetheless, I think you guys will, I think you guys will be all right. I don't really think you guys are going to complain too much, I think. So hopefully you guys will be fine. With the progression of this episode being a little weird, but I'm very much enjoying how things are going. I'm not going to go into that whole spiel again, but you guys get the general point. For the next episode, I will probably try and switch back over to the display capture because I do believe it will prevent those visual glitches you guys were saying. I actually didn't notice, so I might have that changed up by next episode. I may not. Who knows? I may just be content with keeping it this way and just keep it from there, but I don't know. Anyways, fellas, that's going to do it for this episode of Donkey Kong 64. I was about to say Donkey Kong Jungle Beat. Fellas, if you enjoyed this video, maybe like, comment, subscribe. I don't know, it's your life. Do what you want. I don't really care. And I will see you fellas in the next video. Bye-bye, guys!